Okay. It has been a minute. Welcome back to I Do Not Remember the Controls for Doom 2,
That's the name of the show.
Part 11. Because I think this is the 11th one. Boy, and I hear something. What's your bedtime been lately, Goodwin?
What is this word you've said?
Bedtime?
I don't know what that is.
It's the time at which you go to bed. It's usually like a set time.
Right. Given that we're living through the tennis elbow pandemic, it is varied, I will say. Sometimes I'll make an attempt, go to bed at a reasonable time, and then my body will be like, nah, dude, that was just a nap, and then wake up like 2 hours later. So from oh, it's like midnight. That's early enough for me. And then I'll try to crash, and then I don't successfully do it. So on average, I'm gonna say about 4 a.m. That's the world I'm living in.
It's funny. Pre-tennis elbow pandemic, that was generally my bedtime.
Yes. What is it now?
I try to make it 4 a.m. Sometimes it's 5 a.m.
Okay, goes past it. Hell yeah.
Sometimes. But sometimes, I really do try to get into bed. I just find I don't sleep as well.
Yeah, okay.
And I think maybe it's just because I'm doing less. I mean, we're still pumping out plenty of content and doing a ton of stuff, but, I was also used to teaching dance classes and stuff, and that's a little more physical.
Yeah.
I try to
tucker yourself out.
Yeah, I run and I do some ab exercises these days, but it's never quite the same thing. Where the fuck am I going? Which is also a poignant question with regards to bedtime.
When the fuck am I going?
To bed.
To bed. Snooping around the city.
Did I already do this part? It's been so long since well, not that long, I guess, but it's been a couple weeks. And I, unlike Punch-Out, I have not touched Doom since we last played it.
Oh, what is this? On the Carousel of Death? I'm going to say rocket launcher based on the context clues.
Oh, it does, but it's... Boy, you got the Carousel of Death part right! Because here comes some death.
Hey!
And
okay,
I didn't load again. Yeah, just little things like going for... I don't know, maybe that sense of normalcy of driving around and just having to go to the grocery store frequently was enough to tucker me out.
Yeah.
Less so these days, because I really don't go to the grocery store much. I think I'm going once a week on average, if that.
You have to now, yeah.
Yeah. But I did walk to and man, my car broke down the other day, and the serpentine belt was out, which apparently controls a lot of electrical systems.
Yes.
So I was happy to, not super happy to have to spend the money to get that fixed, but oddly happy that it happened just in the sense that it gave me an excuse to walk. Because
the
mechanic's 5 miles from my house. It's well, I'm not going to get
a stroll on over that way.
Yeah, I'll just walk that way. And run. And I found out I can still run a mile in about 7.5 minutes. Which is pretty good for a guy who never runs.
Pretty good.
I mean, I would imagine look, when you're a ballet dancer, you have a certain level of just born-in stamina. But it's a different kind of stamina because it's more for set periods of time, and it's less about longevity.
Yes, okay.
You
want to lift a whole weight of a human being in one moment, but not for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just for a couple seconds or a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's less about longevity and more about being able to pull out that power in small bursts. But yeah, I haven't done much of that lately. So, but it was nice. It was a nice walk to the garage. Maybe we want to get a bike. We have not rode.
Do it.
I so need to get one, and I actually really enjoyed riding a bike the last time I did it. And I didn't think I would, which actually,
really,
I had not been when we were in Milwaukee and we rode bikes. The reason I sucked so bad at it for the first 5 minutes is because I had not rode a bike in over a decade.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Which, actually,
but hey, you never forget.
If you want to tell that story, I am going to amble around and try to figure out where the hell I'm
keep
going.
snooping for that red card. Yeah. We were it was our first little mini tour up to Milwaukee, up to Wisconsin for Wisconsin Comic Con, and we're in this beautiful town of Milwaukee, fun little spot, and find those little rentable per minute bikes. And decided to get in on that. Hell yeah. And then just kind of for, originally we had to stroll right up to get some flyers printed to hand out at the con. And that was the original time where we rode around bikes.
Well, we were
And so earlier in the day we strolled on up to get that done. It was a good little cruise. Put my Bluetooth speaker on my bike, which I do already anyway, but then just kind of carried it around for this event too, which was a great choice. And then later that night or the next night, I forget which, we just realized we had some downtime and then decided to bike around the city of Milwaukee.
Saturday night in Milwaukee.
Yes.
There was some kind of event going.
There
well,
was.
There was Summerfest.
There was Summerfest, which is, a street-level music festival. Is that what it's called?
It is a street-level music festival. It is the biggest music I believe. They make this claim, and they might be right just by the number of days. It is the biggest music festival in the world.
Yeah, okay. And we were checking that out. This is a different night than the bike riding nights, which is I'm really combining two stories in one here. But we'd stumbled into Summerfest. We had no idea this was happening, even though we had heard a couple radio ads on the way in, but just kind of disregarded them as radio ads, as one does. And we finished one set at the con, go for a walk around the city.
It was our first set, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the first sort of just exhausted, post-dinner, sleep-deprived night, just strolling around Milwaukee.
Oh, but man, having that dinner was so good.
Oh, it was so good.
It was like we hadn't eaten or slept for 2 days.
So anything would have been delicious, but specifically where we went to was delicious. It was so good. And then we decided, I hear some music. Let's go stroll over to check that out. And even though we were behind a fence, we saw Styx by accident. And I've done many things in my life on accident. I've been late for meetings. I've foiled. I've messed up school papers. I've butt dialed people. I've never seen a legacy classic rock act
by accident.
By accident. That's not a thing I didn't know you could do just on a whim. So we did that. It was great.
And it was equally great because what was it? They were wrapping up their encore set.
Yeah, so we caught them just at the tail end and saw.
They played Mr. Roboto.
Yes,
which you were all about.
Which I heard two notes and I'm like, I think this is Mr. Roboto. I think so. I remember having a thought. I think someone's doing a cover of Mr. Roboto by Styx, and then it was Styx, and that was incredible. And then they did Renegade, and everybody creamed their jeans.
Which is by far my favorite Styx song, by the way. So we got both the synth-based Styx song,
80s
and
Dennis DeYoung led Styx,
and then the guitar-based Styx,
Tommy Shaw early 70s Styx. Yes,
and it was great,
and both were fantastic.
It was a magical moment.
It was so cool.
It was so serendipitous, and we had come so far, and we were right by the Great Lakes, and I had never seen. I don't think you had either, right? Neither of us had ever been to Lake Michigan before.
No, I had not.
And it's huge and it's beautiful.
It's
and
so cool.
It was a summer night in Milwaukee, so it was warm, but it wasn't.
It's crisp.
Yeah, it wasn't disgusting like it is here in Florida. And it was just a beautiful time, and just walking around in that. And then we went back to Karen's house, which
we've talked about Karen many times. I'm sure in a Let's Play or on Instagram.
I know we have on Instagram. I don't think we've talked about her during a Let's Play. And actually, one of my kids that I used to teach in person, when I could teach my kids in person, asked me about this because it dawned on me. We mentioned Karen in a Let's Play, like one of the early ones, and we never followed up on her.
Oh.
And so she's like, "Who's Karen?" I was like, "Oh. Well, she was this really great lady. We stayed at her house. It was an Airbnb in Milwaukee. We had the whole second floor to ourselves. There were 2 single beds, and the weather was beautiful. You could sleep with the window open, and it was cool enough to
so
sleep
neat.
just like that. It was great. I'm going to save before I get my ass into trouble. Quick save. There you go.
There it is.
And she left little refreshments for us.
She made, I don't know, she didn't make muffins, but she set out muffins and just with notes, with those kind of notes that you you leave your wife of 3 years because things are still cute, and you leave notes around the house for each other. She did that for her Airbnb guests. It was terrific. It was so sweet.
It was incredibly sweet.
So despite having the name Karen, not a Karen.
Best Karen ever. In that she wasn't a Karen.
Correct.
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 Yeah, so the whole Milwaukee experience was great. Actually, Milwaukee fans, if you're down in the comments or something, let us know. And also, people, if you're watching this video and you like what we do, drop us a like, because we always forget to mention it, and I know we're supposed to. Like, drop a like, leave a comment, do your thing, because it actually does help us with the algorithm and helps more people see our videos, which is also really good, because at some point we would like more people to see
We
these.
got some stuff to share.
We do.
Talk to the face. Yes. Be lifted.
Wow, how literal. All right, I'm going to quick save, because I think there are a couple different ways I can go with this.
All right.
This takes me here. And actually, I think this might be where I need to be. Nope, blue door. And they're still shooting at me. Okay, let's quick load again. I'm here. And I got these.
That away?
Well, that's nice, but
That's just fun.
it doesn't help.
This is good to have.
Where the hell? Losing my mind here. Let me drop down. What's back here? Ammo. Door.
Oh boy! New
Angry boy.
place. Blastoise. Blastoise is back and better than ever.
Ultra
in
Blastoise.
full 1080p HD.
Let me rocket launcher this guy.
Oh snap!
My plan
you
has
take,
quite literally backfired.
Wow.
Let me shoot him.
No, I can't.
Man,
There it
how is
is.
that not enough to
And
kill
you got
him?
a health bonus. There it is.
And there's the blue key
And a blue card.
Okay.
Booyah, baby.
Let me quick save again. Because I think that teleports you into a room with more enemies. If this is Doom, which it is, that's probably
what
the
would happen.
case. Okay, so I got the blue card.
So yes, go. All right. Nice. Nice.
Shoot you in the
Nice.
face.
Come on. Come on.
There we go. Do the locomotion with me.
I'd sing that song, but I don't know any of the words past the word you just said. so
That's
I can't
all
help
I
it.
know too. Don't worry. Come on, do the locomotion with me.
I see. I'm still wrong. I'm wrong twice.
I might also be wrong. Okay, so I went through, got over there. I need to get back.
It's the teleporter in the skyscraper that takes you to the blue door.
Oh, want to see something crazy?
Uh huh.
Check this out. Shit. Well, let's do it anyway.
All right.
Here comes a nuisance.
Oh, what?
But I really needed health, so
Yes.
I justify it on that account.
Yeah. Well, that was easy enough. No.
Yeah. I just hate having
Just
to
a
use.
couple little skulls.
They're so annoying. As I've said on previous playthroughs.
Who's
easily
this?
the
What's
most-
that?
Easily the most annoying enemies in the game. Actually, I could punch these guys to death. Fuck you.
Oh my god!
I like-
It just straight up exploded.
Just turning him into puree. It's
Yeah,
great.
Okay. That seems like that's been more effective than any weapon you've been shooting at them.
Yeah, but I'm losing more health. Although,
There are some up there, is there not?
there is, but I... Sweet. Yeah, Milwaukee was beautiful. And even if you're not from Milwaukee, drop a like, drop a comment. It actually really
You
does...
should visit. Not right now, because it's the tennis elbow
Elbow pandemic.
I don't know what I said. So don't leave your house. But at some point, make the trip out there. It's a lovely time. Go say hi to our Airbnb host, Karen.
Yeah, she's
She
great.
will be glad to have you.
And here's something fun. I kid you not. Last week, I actually did this last week. I checked in on Karen.
Oh
to
my
see,
god.
To see if her Airbnb is still running.
Hell yes.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not running right now, but it's still listed.
yes.
So whenever we get back up to Milwaukee, totally staying with Karen again.
Hell yeah.
It just takes us back.
No,
out
so
here.
go through back to where to that crate room and then take the elevator up.
Great room. Take the elevator up.
Right. So where we just were.
And go through the teleporter in the top room?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because it'll take me there.
And that'll take you to the blue door.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's been long enough that I just have no...
Talk to the man. The man will lift you. The man will lift your spirits.
Ryan, I feel like you're trying to sell me on some ideology here.
Wisdom key number 7. Talk to the stone-faced man.
Wisdom
It will give you an elevator ride up to heaven. There will be no fee. You will not have to tip the elevator serviceman.
Wisdom key number 9. The Hindenburg disaster was pretty
Really cool.
We've been joking about this. I think I talked about this on a previous playthrough, maybe. But
it was the name of one of the episodes.
Mike Murdoch's The Wisdom Keys.
Yes.
Oh yeah, freaking Wisdom Keys. People, if you're on YouTube, which let's be honest, if you're watching this, you probably are.
Yeah, it's kind of the only place where that video is.
As far as I know, we're not on Pornhub.
If you're
yet.
if you're surprised you're on YouTube, can't help you there.
If you wish you were on Pornhub,
You know how to change that. You've used a computer. You got it.
just by virtue of knowing what Pornhub is,
You've got it.
yeah. Yeah, but he's if you're on YouTube again, which you probably are, look up the greatest sermon never preached. It's gonna try and give you the autocomplete for the greatest sermon ever preached.
No.
You don't want that. You want the greatest sermon never
Never.
preached. And it's B-roll footage of Dr. Mike Murdoch, who is, as I may or may not have previously stated, a televangelist who basically looks like Satan if he were a person. But it's B-roll footage, so it's lots of just like in-between shots of him, and it's extremely funny because he's such a weird
Hell
man.
yeah. And this is not the new televangelist that's certainly gone meme worthy. The man who
spitting
who
at
says,
the tennis
who says,
elbow?
Who says, man, I almost got caught saying the word because I wanted to quote him. But he's, tennis elbow, I blow on you. And his friends behind him are like repeating each line he says.
They're like his hype man.
Yeah. So like, tennis elbow, but they seem kind of scared of him also.
Right, yeah, or
So-
like, what the? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I guess that's what we're going with. So it's like, tennis elbow, I blow on you.
Blow on you. I'll be your hype man.
Oh. With the wind of God.
With the wind of God.
Yeah, you guys got it. Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah, he thinks he's a black preacher, but
It's so
actually
weird.
he's white and lame,
He's-
and so are his
he
hype
also,
men.
strangely enough, looks like Satan. Got tiny, like, thin set eyes and like elongated ears and a pointed jaw. I don't like it.
Yeah, what's with televangelists looking like Satan?
That's certainly not a coincidence.
That's almost poetic.
That is spiritual.
Anyway, we'll talk more about God and Satan on the next
Yeah, we'll get more into a nice civil theology discussion
Raspberry Praise.
on the next Raspberry Praise.
Bye!
Wisdom key number 7. Watch Raspberry Plays.
Hell yeah.